Hi guys, sorry it's been a few days, I've been really busy at uni. In today's tutorial we are going to be covering teleportation through two different ways. First is going to be simply by touching an object and moving location, and the second is going to be by using a button or a mouse click and ray tracing to where we will be teleporting to, as you can see on screen now. Before I do that though, I do get a few people ask how my current project's going, so I'm just going to quickly show you guys this, which is my current university project. Well, like a tiny fraction of it. I'm making like a spa using a lot of PBR, and I'm really focusing on lighting because lighting is something that I'm not too fantastic at. You can see I've made this small little jacuzzi style pool. I need to add a little step here for people to sit on, remove the light to either side or just move them down. You can see I've got this really nice water texture going on. If you go underneath you can see the difference that makes. It's got some nice wobble, really nice refraction, so if we're looking over there you can see that the tiles are wobbling. We've got some nice glass, some really nice roughness on these tiles here. You can notice that they're all slightly different. We've got this waterfall feature in the wall here that's got some refraction in it as well. And there we go. With some nice glass with some see-through shadowing, so you can see the actual glasses causing a different style of shadow. Yeah, I'm not going to show you guys how to make any of that. Not in this video anyway, and certainly not until it's in my portfolio. I need to polish it off and optimize it. So this is what we're doing today. I'm going to quickly delete everything in here, and we can start this over. Grab you, and delete, and head into the correct folder, which is this one, and get rid of this. And I know that seeing me just delete things so whimsically is painful, disable, but you know, the more I do this, the better practice I get. So I'm in the right folder. What we're going to do is we're going to use two blueprints, one for each location and then another one that controls the teleportation itself. So first thing, blueprint class, actor, I'm going to call this portal underscore BP underscore A. I'm going to open this up, I'm going to add a component, and this is going to be a particle. Now you can create your own visual effects for this. I've got a spiral thing that I threw together. It's not fantastic. I'm not going to show you guys how to make this because just making the spiral material alone is a lot of maths that I'm not going to make you sit through right now. Let's reopen that. If you want this particle system, then comment and let me know, and I'll make a video for this as well. I'm going to add another component, and this is going to be a box collision. There we go. It just needs to encapsulate the particle system, or whatever you put in the middle. You could have a mesh in the middle if you want, because it's the box that we're going to be using for all collisions here. So I'm going to press compile, and that's that finished with. We don't need that anymore. We're going to right click it, duplicate it, and we're going to call this one B. So we have portal BPB and portal BPA, which is hard to say 3 times fast. We're going to create another blueprint class, and this is going to be an actor, and we're going to call this portal underscore management underscore BP. Now I'm going to open this up, and the very first thing I'm going to do is in variables, add a variable, change its type, and what we're going to search for is BP portal. And now I'm going to create a reference to portal BPA. Now, if you don't call yours portal, it won't be listed as portal. Just search for whatever you called yours, and that should be fine. Now, I'm going to name this to portal A. I'm going to right click, duplicate this, and call this one portal B. And in the variable type, I'm going to change this to a reference to portal B. What this means is that these can now only ever contain data from portal A or from portal B, or whatever you have named them to. Now, if I drag one of these into the level, you notice we don't get very much to work with. So if we open this back up, next to portal A and portal B variables, if we tick the little eyeball and then compile, this means that these are now exposed or editable, which means that they now show here as defaults, as you can see. So let's open this up, and we're going to get started on making things work. We don't need begin play or overlap, we're just going to work with tick. So, event tick. Drag from portal A, get this, we're going to drag from this, and we're going to say is overlapping actor, and we want the one that's labeled box. So is overlapping actor box, and that will be our collision box. If you rename the collision box, it will show the actual name. What we need to do now is right click, and we're going to get player pawn. We're going to plug that into other, and from event tick we're going to drag off and we're going to branch and plug the return value of the overlapping actor into the branch. So now this is asking, is portal A overlapping with the player? Well, if it is, then we're going to teleport, and we're going to drag the player pawn into the target, and then where we're going to teleport him to, we're going to get portal B, get, drag from this, get world location of box. And we'll plug portal B's world location into the destination. Huzzah! Compile, minimize that down, and now if we place a portal A here, and I'm just going to quickly resize this because it's too small, so I'm going to say 2.25, 2.25, and then raise its height. You raise me up to 110. Whoop. Did I forget to delete something from the beginning? Yeah, I've definitely got an extra O there. I've got an extra 2 O's there. There you go. I didn't mean to raise you up that high, sorry. And then I'm going to get a portal B and put this as well, and 2.25, 2.25. Now why didn't that first one tab? Come on, 2.25. And again, I'm not going to sing you anymore, whatever song that was. So you raise me? I don't know who sings it. Yep. And I've got a box here, just a shape box. I'm using this for reference to make sure that while I'm testing this, it all works properly. Now, if I press play, nothing happens, and I will get some errors. Whoops. There we go, errors. Error. Now, the error is caused because this thing doesn't have any data in it yet. So if I now click one of these drop downs for portal A and portal B, I have any reference in level to portal A in the A section and B in the B section. Now if I select an A and a B, it's going to couple these together, and it's going to use the locations from A and B. So I can now teleport from A to portal B. You'll notice I've moved to the cube. Now if you're using third person, you might have a slightly different view to mine. This is because I've actually changed the third person character, so I'm actually going to change that back really quick for you guys so you can see how to do this thing. So I want this to be, did he open? He did open, I see him there. There's a mess that I made earlier. Not something you'd hear on Blue Peter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the camera boom, and I believe that the aim was at 300 and it was ever so slightly lower. So it's about there. After press play, yeah, there we go. We get a much, this should be pretty much what you guys can see in a default. And now we can teleport. So what happens if I have another portal B? Well, we will always teleport to the one of the cube. The reason being is because this guy is the thing that's controlling where we go. If we change portal B to portal B2, which now arrives because we have a second reference to it in the level, and press play, then we'll teleport to the sphere instead. Ta-da! Now, if I just show you guys, I'm facing directly downwards, and you see when he goes through the portal, he's flicked to face the cube. The sphere, rather. See? Now, to fix this, what we're going to do is we're going to open up the portal manager, and from the player pawn, we're going to drag off and get actor rotation. So we're going to plug that into the destination rotation and compile that. And now he will maintain rotation when he goes through the portal. So I'm facing down, he's still facing down. Good. Let's make another A. I'm going to alt drag that off to have another A. And I'm going to alt drag from the portal manager to have another portal manager. Now these can go anywhere in the level. The portal managers, it doesn't matter. They're not using any of their own locations. So from the first one, I'm just going to put portal A1 and portal B1 in, and in the second one, I'm going to use A2 and B2. So now you'll notice I can go from here to the cube, and I can go from here to the sphere. If we decide we want to mix it up, I can select the first, and I can say A1 go to B2 and A2 go to B1. And now we can go sphere, and this one will go to cube. Really simple system. But we can't teleport back. No. So we are going to quickly build that. So into the manager blueprint, from the branch, we're actually going to drag from the false, and we're going to branch again. And we're going to copy and paste from B this time. So we're going to say B, and we're going to say is overlapping actor. We're going to get the player pawn and plug this into other, plug this into the condition. We're going to use another teleport. We're going to plug the player pawn into the target, and now we're going to use the portal A and get world location of the box of portal A. Plug this into the location. We're going to get the actor rotation of the player pawn and plug that into destination rotation. Now we'll compile, and I'm going to quickly save because this might crash. Let's see. Whee! Okay, didn't crash. Normally, in this kind of instance, stop that. Normally in that instance, the editor will just immediately close the play preview and tell you that a blueprint is stuck in an infinite loop. So because we're teleporting here on overlap, when we hit this one, we're immediately overlapping and sent back, and we're just caught in this loop that just goes backwards and forwards. So to fix this, we're going to drag these teleports over. We're going to add a new variable. We're going to make sure that it's a boolean, and we're going to call this can TP. We're going to compile so that we can get our default. Now with a boolean, if the tick box is empty, then it's false. If it's ticked, then it's true. We're going to quickly compile that again because I'm setting this to true by default. I'm going to get this, and then from the true branch, I'm going to branch again and plug can TP into the condition. I'm going to do the same on the second one. Branch can TP get into the condition. So basically what we're doing now is we're asking, is the player overlapping with a box? If it is, can it teleport? And if it can teleport, teleport. But because this is currently always set to true, we're still getting an infinite loop. So we actually need to drag from get TP in the side, set this, and set it to unticked, which will turn it off. But now it's never going to get turned back on again. But before we turn it back on again, we need to make sure that some time passes. So we're going to drag from the sets, and we're going to delay. I'm going to add a delay of 2 seconds. I'm going to copy and paste this down. There we go. And drag from the can TP, not drag, rather copy and paste that. Plug this in, and now tick the 2 at the end. So that then it will teleport, then it will say you can no longer teleport. It will wait 2 seconds and say okay, you can teleport again. So let's try that out. We're going to hit a teleport, and you can see it's waited, and now it's teleported me about 2 seconds later. And this will work for each blueprint. There we go. So that's how to use a simple collection of blueprints to do this. So now we're going to do it so that we can do this, where we can click to teleport. Wee-hee! Clicking to teleport. Such fun. So we're going to go into the person blueprint. We're going to go into the blueprint. Here it is. I'm just going to delete the one I previously made because I was making a mess of that. Now then, quickly compile that so it's gone. I'm going to right click, left mouse button. So I'm going to assign this just to the left mouse button for now. And then on pressed, I'm going to line trace for objects. Now, this requires a type of object, and you can see here that we have these little boxes, which means an array. So an array has to be plugged into here. If you drag from this backwards, you can make an array, and you'll get a list. We're just going to use world static. And now this has an array assigned to it. From draw debug type, I'm going to click the little drop down and say persistent, which means that it's going to draw the line and it's going to stay there forever. So how are we going to decide where to draw the line? Well, I'm going to use the camera because it's going to be based on where the camera is looking. So I'm going to drag out from the follow camera. From the follow camera, I'm going to drag off and say get world location. And this is going to be the start location because we're going to start where the camera is. Next, we're going to go from the camera and we're going to get world rotation because we need to know which way the camera is looking. We're going to drag from the rotation and get the forward vector. Now from the forward vector, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply this by a float. So vector times float, and I'm going to set this to something really high, so I'm going to put 4,000. Now the reason I'm setting this to something high is because we need the line to be able to go quite a far distance. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the world location, and I'm going to say plus, so I get vector plus vector. I'm going to plug this multiplication into the bottom, so we're adding that to the location of the camera and plugging that into the end. So it's going to get the camera, get its forward vector, multiply the forward vector, and then add it to the world location. So it's got its start position and end position based on the forward vector, and that's going to be where we end. So we can actually test that out. We can go into the level now. Oops, minimize. We can press play, and if I just click, we get this line. You see this red line? Now, where it hits, you can see red. Now if I go over this way and I try and aim at this box, easier with a crosshair, anything after the box you can still see the green line. So it's still tracing the line, which is fine, but you'll notice that it doesn't re-hit. It's only getting a single hit, and that's wherever that little red box is. That red box indicates where we've currently hit. You can see that the line is dependent entirely on where I'm pointing the camera. So what can we do with that? Well, we're going to drag from the line tracer object, and we're going to say teleport. The target is self, because we're teleporting this, which is the third person character. The destination location, though, we need to go from out hit, and we're going to break the hit results, which gives us this lovely list of different information. And all we need is the location, and plug that into destination location. And now, wherever the line hits, boink, we teleport to. So you can see I'm directly above that red line. And there we go. But player always faces the same way again. So let's say we're going to get the mesh, and we're going to drag off and get world rotation. And we're going to plug that into the destination rotation. So now if I face him this way and the camera this way and I click, oh, he's still rotating. Oh, he's rotating on world location. We want to get relative rotation. We want the relative rotation. We want the rotation of him. That should do it. So face down. Oh no, he's still facing a specific direction. Perhaps it's not the character I want then. Perhaps it's the capsule. So we'll get the capsule and get world rotation and plug that. Why did I get the location? I am such a dope. Come on, get world rotation. Plug that into the destination rotation. There we go. Yep, it was the capsule that I wanted, not the actual character. Because it's the capsule's rotation. The character actually doesn't rotate. It's the capsule that rotates, and the character rotates with the capsule. If we were using a root controller, it would be the other way around, in which the capsule would be moved dependent on the animations. But this way around, it's character dependent on capsule, rather than capsule dependent on character. So there we have that. Now we just need to go back to the draw debug type and set this to none, and now we will go back in and we will have no target line, but you can see we're still teleporting around based on where I click, where I'm looking. If we look somewhere that is kind of off the land, we're going to teleport back in to the start position. Excuse me, and I believe, really didn't mean to do that, that's a bit picky. Apologies. I believe that's because we're hitting the skybox, and the skybox's location is at the very center of the world, which is where player world start is. So, there we have two different types of teleportation, and a really embarrassing moment where I burped, but you know. I'm never going to live that one down. I'm going to be here like, no! Because I don't edit these things. I leave, because I want to leave all the mistakes in, so that, you know, you guys can see mistakes as they happen, and then we can see how they debug, because I know that not everybody can follow these quite as easy, so if a mistake is in here, I leave them in. Woohoo! Including the obnoxious gas. I'm sorry, guys. So there we have it. Two different types of teleportation. One that's using a blueprint system and a teleport manager, and another one that's just using a simple click. Now, you can go into this, and if you don't want this to teleport straight away, you can drag and you can add a delay. So we'll have a delay of a second, so that you can, you know, go, teleport over there, pop, teleport over there, pop, and then you could add like an animation or your visual effects or something, so he like bursts into smoke, or is just surrounded by clouding or something, or it just leaves behind some confetti, like, I think I've got some confetti in here. Oh my god, should I do that really quick? Should I attach confetti to him when he teleports? Do I have confetti in here? This isn't the one with the confetti. Oh wait, yes it is. I've got the confetti. Let's do it. Let's do that really quick. So let's third-person blueprints, third-person character. This is really stupid. So I'm gonna say spawn emitter attached. Oh my! We're just gonna spaghetti this up, just because I want you guys to see some lovely, and say confetti. I'm gonna attach it to this component. Its location is going to be, we should attach it to the capsule's world location. Oh my! No, I thought I just plugged that into the hip. So get world location. So he's gonna pop some confetti, and then I'm gonna make him do it after he teleports as well, so he lands in confetti. The location of that attached to that. Yeah. Let's see if we can pop some confetti now. If he no, he didn't pop the. Oh, it did. It just hasn't loaded in the materials. I think. Where's the confetti? Confetti. It mustn't. Oh, I don't have the material. Oh no. I've only got the texture. That's a shame. But you can see that it and then They're a little bit off. That's not the way that's supposed to work. What? He's no longer teleporting, it's just moving the confetti around. Okay, ignore the confetti. That's just me messing about. I have to have a little bit of fun. It's been a long day at university. Whee! It doesn't even have the texture. Okay, I'm going now because I'm going insane. I'll see you guys next time.